For your examination concern, this is the most important topic. Allowances, it is nothing but in terms of money, and perquisites are in terms of benefits. What does the actual salary mean? Like your wages. So there is a small difference between allowances as well as perquisite. Hello everyone, this is your Adarsh sir, lecturing Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. So we are in the session 1, the first session of your topic called income from salary. Now, in your income tax, we are talking about income from salary. Now, for your examination concern, this is the most important topic. Now, your third sem or your fifth sem of your taxation. Third sem for BCom as well as fifth sem for B.B.A. Now, the major topic in your syllabus is none other than the topic called salary. Now, in salary, what you will learn? Now, if you are an employee, if you are working under some company, whatever salary you get from that work, you have to pay tax on that. Now, whatever incomes has to be calculated as taxable, and which are the receipt or incomes from your employer which is not taxable. Each and everything we will understand under this topic. And your examination, you will get one 15 marks problem, one 10 mark problem, as well as one 5 mark problem. Very important. Almost it will cover you 25 to 30 marks of your question paper. Now, what will be your today's agenda? Agenda is very simple. First, we will understand what actually salary mean. Then, we will go for allowances. What does the allowances mean? Then, we will go for perquisites. Now, allowances and perquisites we have. So, allowances, it is nothing but in terms of money, and perquisites are in terms of benefits. So, before we go to your allowances, perquisites, what is salary and everything, first we'll understand meaning of salary. Now, in this, salary is a form of payment from an employer to an employee. Now, if you are working somewhere, from your boss, from your employer, whatever income you will get, that is called salary. Now, which may be specified in an employment contract. Normally what happens, whenever you get your appointment letter, in that it will be mentioned your salary will be 10,000 and your benefit like your traveling allowances 1,000, your PF 1,000, your ESI 1,000, all put together you will get 15,000 salary. All the details will be mentioned in your appointment letter. Then, which may be, it is contrasted with piece wages with each job. Normally, if it is a clerical job or official level, it will be like what? Like it will be called as your periodical level, like monthly, weekly or day basis. Normally, if you go for workers, like they are paid on hourly basis. Like if they work for 1 hour, he will get 100 rupees. If he work for 8 hours, he will be paid 800 rupees. So sometimes it will be paid on piece basis, means number of pieces he manufactured or number of units he manufactured. On if he has manufactured 1,000 units, each unit if he is getting 2 rupees, then 1,000 into 2, he will get 2,000 rupees. Similarly, normally the payment can be paid on a unit basis, or else it can be on the basis of your number of hours. Salary under section 17 includes the following. Now, what does the actual salary mean? Like your wages. Wages means it may be normally wages paid to whom? The person who is involved with the machine. The person who is involved in production, we pay wages. Then, any annuity or pension. Now, any annuity or pension means what? Once you're done with your service, like you're above 60 years old, you will be removed. It is not like removed, you will be out of your service. Now, if you are above 60 means it is treated as it is a time to take rest. Now, At that time, if it is a government or some recognized companies, they will give you pension. Whatever pension you will receive at that time, we call it as that is a pension or annuity. Then any gratuity normally you will get. I'll go in detail while doing your gratuity topic. Now I'll tell you briefly. If you have completed 4 years and 6 months of service, you will be eligible for gratuity. If that particular company has gratuity act, then only you will get gratuity. Gratuity will be paid once you done with your service or once you attain your age of 60. Now, so once you done with your service, how many years you have completed, if it's 20, 30 or 40 are part of your service, like 30 years, 8 months you have worked, it will be considered as 31 year. Like your part of your year service will be considered as complete 1 year. Now, so once you done with your service, according to the number of years you have serviced or worked, on that basis you will be benefited. Your recent salary will be calculated for your gratuity purpose. Recent salary means what? At the time of retirement, what salary you have received, on that basis you will be received your gratuity. Now, any fees, commission or perquisites. Now, fees, it is very simple. Whatever service you have done, for that something you will get, that is fees. Then commission, it is nothing but if you are paid on turnover basis. If you are paid on whatever target you have achieved, that is called as commission. Perquisites, it is nothing but, I'll explain you later, but I'll tell you, anything which is non-cash or non-monetary benefits you have received, that is called perquisite. Like you are provided with a house, perquisites. You are provided with servant, perquisites. You are provided with gardener, perquisite. You are provided with car as well as driver. We call it as perquisites. Then leave salary or leave encashment. I'll give you a brief idea about leave salary or leave encashment. Now, in this, for example, you're working for XYZ company. Now, you're getting around 30,000 salary. How much is your salary? 30,000. In a month, you have 1 day leave. In a month, you have how many days leave? You have 1 day leave. Now, 1 day you have leave means per year, how many days you will get leave? Total you will get 12 days leave, excluding your Saturday and Sunday. If they have second Saturday and holiday, excluding those, I am calculating 12 days leave. Now, 12 days means in the weekdays, if you are taken leave means every month you have 1 day leave you can take. If you take more than 1 day, your salary will be deducted. Now, so totally how many days you will get? You will get 12 days in a year. Now, out of 12 days, you have taken only 2 days. You have saved 10 days per year. You are blessed with good health. So you have not taken even leave at all. Even though you have 10 more days to take leave, but you came for work. What company will do? Company will compensate. How? For 10 days, whatever you have worked, for that company will give you some money. That is called leave encashment. Or else we call it as leave salary or leave encashment. Any doubt? No. Next, Provident Fund. Provident Fund, it is nothing but PF. I'll explain you later while doing that particular topic. PF, just remember, from your salary, some portion will be saved, and from employer also, he will contribute something. So every month, few portion will be saved. At the time of your retirement, you can claim that money. That is called as your Provident Fund. Along with that, government also will give you some portion of interest. Fully taxable allowances. Now, under fully taxable allowances, there are many allowances are there, as I told you. So there is a small difference between allowances as well as perquisite. Allowances normally in terms of money. So perquisites always in the benefits. Allowances in terms of money and perquisites normally in terms of benefits. Now, Allowances means like you are working for some company, from that you are getting entertainment allowances like your coffee, tea or something like that. You will get entertainment allowances. Next, DNS allowances. You have been sent to outside or some other branches to collect some check or documents. In between whatever expenses you will meet, for that the company will give you allowances. Next, overtime allowances. You are supposed to work 8 hours a day, but you work for 10 hours. The extra 2 hours you have worked, for that you will be rewarded. That is called your overtime allowances. Fixed medical allowances. Maybe you are a sugar patient or diabetes patient or something. Every month you are supposed to pay tablets. Now, for that, from your company, they are paying 1,000 every month. Whatever that fixed 1,000 you are getting every month, that we call it as fixed medical allowances. These are taxable allowances. Next, city compensation allowances. City compensatory allowances means you are living in a city limit, means you will be having few expenses, or you are in rural places, means then also you will have some expenses. So if it is a city, your allowances will be more. If it is a rural area, your allowances will be less. Clear? Yes. Next, interim allowances. Interim means before giving allowances, in between they will release part allowances. That is called interim allowance. Interim is part. Next, servant allowances. Servant allowances means you are provided with servant, like they will not provide you servant. If they provide you servant, that will become perquisites. Servant allowance means you have rights to keep some servant. For that, company is paying money. That is called servant allowances. Project, tiffin, any other cash, warden, non-practicing allowances. These are called as fully taxable allowances. Next, in this you have house rent allowances. I will not explain you here, but I will explain you what is house rent allowances. But calculation part, while doing your problems, I will explain you. Now, house rent allowance means, for example, you are a Mysurian. Now, you got job in Bangalore. Now, Bangalore, you don't have any own house. Then what you will do? If you don't have own house, then normally you will go for rented house. Whatever rent paid by you, that has to be compensated by your owner or employer. Now, employer, what he does, he will pay you. If you are paying 10,000 rent, 7,000 your boss will pay you. That 7,000 we call it as HRA, house rent allowances. Now, for that you have certain calculation. If I explain you now, you will not understand. While doing problem, I'll explain you each and everything. Clear? Yes. Now, entertainment allowances. Entertainment allowances received is fully taxable in first to be included in the salary. Thereafter, the following deduction is to be made. Normally, whatever entertainment allowance you will get, it is completely taxable. But if you are a government employee, then you will get exemption. What kind of exemption? Like example, you are received 7,000 as entertainment allowances. How much you received? 7,000. Out of 7,000, now in this what happens? Three things are there. One is 1/5 of is your basic salary. It may come around 20,000. Example. Next, 5,000. It will be around 5. Then actual allowance received. You may receive, how much you have received? 7,000. Out of these three, whichever is less? 20,000, 5,000, 7,000. 5,000 is less. How much you received allowance? 7,000. 7,000 minus 5,000, balance 2,000 is taxable. Clear? This is called your entertainment allowance. Next, amount actually spent by the employee towards entertainment out of the entertainment allowance received by him is not a relevant consideration. So, for example, you have received entertainment 5,000. You spent 4,000. That 4,000 cannot be deducted. Clear? If he is only government employee, then we'll go for this calculation. If he is a private employee, whatever he collected, completely taxable. Then tribal. So these are the some major allowances. So you need to remember the numbers. If you are working in tribal areas, then whatever allowance you get in that up to 200 per month is exempted. You need to remember this number. Now, if you are working in service sector like transportation department, so in traveling you may spend some expenses as well as the company will give you some allowances. Whatever allowances you will get in that 70% of your allowance are 10,000 per month. Whichever is less is to be exempted. Maybe you are getting 1 lakh allowance. So 1 lakh on that 70% means how much? You will get 70,000. 10,000 per month means per annum it is 1,20,000. Whichever is less, 70,000 is less. From your 1 lakh what you collected, 70,000 we will minus. Balance 30,000 is taxable. Clear? Yes. Next, children education. This is very important. Every problem they will ask you. If you have a child, per child up to 100 rupees, whatever you collect from your owner is exempted. If you have 100 plus 100, 200 is exempted. If you have 3, no. Only 2 children exemption is applicable. Next, it is for education purpose. This is for hostel purpose. Education, it is 100 per month. If it is a hostel, it is 300 per month. Clear? Yes. Next, compensatory field area allowance in specified area. So these things they will not ask you. No need to remember. Compensatory modified, they will not ask you. Counter insurgency, they will not ask you. Then transport allowances. If he is a blind, then up to 3,200 per month it is exempted. Clear? Yes. Now, underground allowance normally they will not ask you, but just for reference, 800 per month. For example, if you are working in mining or coal mining, then whatever the digging part you have, you will be there and you need to meet some expenses. That expenses the company will give you some allowances. In that, up to 800 per month, we call it as exemption. Clear? Yes. I'll go to next. Perquisites. As I told you, perquisites means non-cash benefits. Like you're working in some company, the company will provide you with servant, car, driver, gardener, sweeper. Those are called as perquisite. They will give you rent-free house, perquisite. They will give you refrigerator, TV and all. These are called as perquisites. Like for 5 marks, they may ask you list out any 5 perquisites. Then you have to write value of rent-free accommodation, concessional rent, amount paid by employer on obligation, value of any security or sweat equity. What is sweat equity? Sweat means this one. For example, you are working for some company. Whatever expenditure, whatever the time you spent, how much you have worked for the company, how much you spent your sweat, for that the company will compensate. How? The company shares in the market, it is 10,000, but for you, they will give you for only 1,000. Why? Because you have done so much for that company. In that gratitude, the 10,000 worth share will be given to you for only 1,000. Clear? Yes. Now, any amount of contribution to an approved superannuation fund up to 1 lakh it is exempt. Next, any sum payable either directly through fund by employer other than recognized provident fund, approved superannuation fund, etc., to effect an assurance on the life of the employee, like medical expenses reimbursed or any medical related things, those are called as your perquisites. Clear? You need to remember any 5. So this is all about your today's session. I'll go back so that you can take a screenshot. This will be your agenda, and this is your first part, like salary meaning. This will be your whatever comes under salary. This will be fully taxable allowances. They may ask you for 5 marks. House rent allowances will understand better while doing problem. Entertainment allowance, this is also problem oriented. Allowances, like other than your taxable, we have partly taxable allowances. These are your partly taxable allowances. So whichever I made into mark, which are not important for your examination. This is your perquisites. Perquisites means non-money related, like benefits. So this is all about your today's session. From the next session, we will go with problems. Thank you.